This question is, I lost a loved one this year. How can I overcome this deep sense of loss that I feel, especially at holiday times? So basically, we just talked about this and illustrated this for ourselves in this experience that these holiday times are a time of return. So we return to thoughts where we are thinking about our loved ones with special feelings and loving feelings in our heart. When that happens, the only thing we have to do in order to feel grace in this experience, and it's only a tiny shift in perception, but it's a massive shift in perception at the same time to an ego, that they are with us now. So anyone who we appear to have lost in the world of form, during these times of celebration where we are as a species on the planet collapsing time and space between people by gift giving and having the intention to come together to celebrate, they are also coming together with us, and they're hovering, and they're here as actual participants. So when you see synchronicities and when you feel little things that, go left instead of right when you're driving, or do you hear little hits of maybe intuition that you might not have paid attention to, slow and still, just like we were talking about, leaving that space for them to arrive, because they come in the spaciousness. They don't come into the hustle and bustle. They might insert little jokes into the hustle and bustle, or ways that they're watching and listening synchronistically. But do pay attention. It's a time of year to be especially astute, because holiday times are times where, again, that eternal return is happening. Their anniversaries, birthdays, and holiday time. It's a time when especially the veil is thinner, and that they can come and connect with us and contact us. And so be aware of that as your mode of operandum, that's not just hope. That's a shift in perception. That's not just trying to get over pain or fear. That's a total shift in the way you're approaching this new relationship you have with them. It's opening a doorway as well to the divine realms that we normally wouldn't be as inclined. But if we've lost someone, apparently to the ego, who is near and dear to us, then maintaining or cultivating the capacity to have that connection becomes more of an imperative. So they've actually done us a favor by going before us to push us into a more divine orientation, so that we don't feel that they're gone, because our miraculous perception can begin to stop that sacrifice around this, and instead see Christ as a possibility, the light as a possibility. When we walk into that light willingly, it lights up a whole new world. It's like when we're here with the ego, we've walked into a big warehouse, and the warehouse is completely and entirely dark. And someone hands us a little flashlight, and we can shine the flashlight on different things, and you're like, oh, I want that. I'm going to focus on that. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute, but what about there? And you focus on that, and you start to shine on that. Well, being aware of the multiple opportunities to be in a bigger space with this, where there is no death, that there's a continuum, but there's a perception that we have to be able to cultivate in order to be able to connect with them, is like someone came into the warehouse and turned on the lights. And now you see this is a massive warehouse. It's the size of a football field. And it has all this opportunity and all these things going on that you never knew before, because all you had was a little flashlight that was shining in one little place. This is like opening up a world that we don't notice when we only have the little flashlight, and we're only doing what we were taught is real, perceiving that death is real. We didn't believe this when we were little kids. We didn't understand that kind of concept because the lights were on. We saw a bigger, broader picture of things. There was no end. There wasn't this here's the box we live in and everything else might be outside of it, or maybe not. So allowing ourselves now just to admit that the ego doesn't know that much about this world and this realm, and it tries to keep and captivate our attention riveted here. So if we open ourselves up to this Christ itself that we do have inside of us, this heaven within, and if heaven is within, that's where all our loved ones are as well. To start to communicate deeply, deeply, deeply within yourself to the space where they abide, and they'll come on up and they'll come on out and they'll enjoy the party with you as well. It's a shift. It might be a little challenging. The grief holds us to this lower perception. It's like someone turned the lights off completely and you don't even have the flashlight. So allow yourself to notice that if you relax and do nothing, like we were talking about, like Tim just said, the lights come on. The divine does it for us. It's in relaxing. You walk into the warehouse fully lit with every possibility there could ever be. So thank you for that question.